This is Ochato Gugu, Greenhouse, and I have a guest here. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Ochato. I'm happy to be here. And my name is Lawrence Mimena. I'm the current acting senior manager at the Capital Markets Authority. I'm responsible for investigations and enforcement to ensure that there is order and discipline within the space of the Capital Markets Authority. So I'm so delighted that we got this opportunity to engage with the investing public and notify them that the investing space within the capital market is safe and solid, and they can comfortably invest without fear of losing on their investments. And maybe if you allow me, Teta, as we introduce us, I wanted to mention that I would like to guide the public that when you're doing investing, we really need to do a lot of due diligence because we are in a space where people are really taking advantage of the investors. They are misleading them, and investors sometimes find themselves investing in a regulated space where they cannot get any protection. And even when they approach the regulator for assistance, there is no recourse for them because they are not falling within the regulated space. So I think I'm here so that we can really engage in that space and assist the investing public for proper guidance.
Yeah, that's actually one of the topics that we're trying to focus on. During these recessionary times, when times are a bit difficult, we tend to get a lot of these fraudulent schemes coming up. So I don't know, from your perspective as the investigator at CMA, how are you seeing that space evolving? Are you getting more reports on this sort of thing happening right now?
Yes, actually you are very right, and this is very important because you see, in terms of depression, people become more innovative in terms of how do I take advantage of the other person. They are more innovative, they are more mischievous, and they tend to overpromise what is quite above even the market margins. And you look at some of the fraudulent schemes that we have identified, they are giving a very unimaginable returns. People say I can give you like 20% in a month, really. I mean, even the CBR rate is at 14% for a year. This guy is giving 20% a month. You see, you compound that per year, it's quite significant. But the truth is that these are fraudulent schemes. There are people who are talking to the investing public out there so that people can be lured to taking a position on a certain investment. Later on, it turns out to be fraudulent. The number has increased, especially now with the social media. They are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, they are now on WhatsApp, But you will notice that there is a problem that the moment you put your hard-earned money for investment in these entities, you cannot be able to trace them. Some of these people disappear. You call the numbers, they are not available. And they are not responding to you, yet you've lost all your money and you have no recourse. Sometimes you go to the police and the police will tell you where is this character, we can arrest him. But you try chasing the guy a few months down the line and there is no recourse for you. A significant number of investors are losing money by the day, especially now with the internet connectivity. People who are even outside the country are able to approach the investors locally here and tell them, you are safe, you can invest with us. Those guys in Cyprus, and then when we start not chasing this guy, where are you? And I mean, where was he calling from? The guy was in Somalia, somewhere in prison, and therefore there is no much recourse to the investing public. And what we are saying is that please, when you go into investing, talk to the regulator. Ask him, is this guy licensed? Do you know them? Who are they? Can you give me their profile? Right? Can you give me a schedule of companies or entities that are approved and licensed by CMA to offer these services? So in that space, and we're ready to engage. We've been out there talking various forums through the county governments, and we want to say let us engage as a public and let's see what are the opportunities that we have in the market which are safe for you and comfortable for you also to invest in. We have products in real estate, products which are very good, are giving very attractive returns. We also have collective investment schemes, which are also very attractive, giving very attractive returns, because some of the investments are in some are in equity, and others are in the money market. And lately the money market is doing very well, and there's a very significant interest in that space. And therefore, we are telling people, come on board, let's discuss. If it's about investment, don't just go to any other place or anybody who is promising you some returns which are unrealistic, but come to the market, come to the authority, go to a licensed entities, let's engage in that space.
Yeah, it's very interesting as we are talking about how do the customers really tell this one is a fraud, this one is not. So what are some of the red flags? You mentioned the high returns. We get some of them even saying that they are actually licensed by the CMA, but we're not so sure if they are not. So for investor out there, what should they look out for, and where like you said, how do they engage the regulator in finding out these are the licensed ones and these are just people claiming to have licenses but they are not?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think the authority is available online. I think we are on Twitter. We have a communication desk there which handles any liaison through the internet. We also have an online portal where you can log in and ask some questions. But what I wanted to highlight is that in terms of information reach, we have a schedule or a listing of our licensed brokers who are on the website. If you are operating remotely, maybe you're in USA or you're in any other part of the country or even in this country, you can check just our website and you will see there are very good listing of our licensed entities. But the question you asked is very important. For example, when somebody talks to you as an investor out there in the street, how do you verify whether this is the right person or is not, right? We'll ask him the first question, are you licensed by CMA, right? Then you would want to see the license. It is the expectation of the CMA that those licenses are put in conspicuous place, where if an investor walks to your premises, he is able to see the license somewhere on the wall and say this company is licensed by the authority. And then you ask him questions like, so what kind of products are you licensed to offer? Because some people could be given a license of investment banking, or you're given an investment advisor, yet the services you're offering are not related to what you're licensed to do. Because when we give you a license, we also look at the fit and proper and the professional qualification of the people who work in the business, so that when you walk there, you have the comfort that they are dealing with professionals. So it's always good to be sure whether this person is actually licensed to over that kind of business. When in doubt, it's always good to talk to the regulator and listen to us, and then we'll be able to properly give you guidance. What we don't do as an investor, as a regulator, we don't tell investors where to invest specific counters or areas where you're going to put your money, or the specific people you should go to, because we look biased when we are telling you go to this, go to this. But we are telling people that the space is open, and make your judgment. Look at their history, look at their books of accounts, look at their disclosures, look at their profile, look at what businesses they have done, so that even as you engage a particular licensed person, you have the comfort. But what we want to show is that any person or company that has been given a license by the authority, we have already done a lot of due diligence on them, and we have the comfort that they have the competence to do the work. In the event then there is an issue or a complaint you have against a certain entity, the authority is always there. We are open. We have our portal. We have even a whistleblower portal. If you want to come and ask something anonymously, you can reach out to us and we'll be able to assist you. If you have a complaint, we have a complaint portal. If you're a working client, we have system where we receive your complaint and then we are able to revert back to you within the shortest time as possible and provide you the much needed guidance. I think we have been able to take action on anybody's who has been defrauded or has cheated of investment, and reinstatement restitution is done to the investors so that nobody loses when they're investing within that space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also mentioned something around online. Now, this is a very it's a very hard to police area. There are people who are selling currencies from Cyprus, like most of them are coming from Europe. And since the internet is an open space, anyone can market from all the way from Cyprus, selling a product for Kenyan, local Kenyan here. And most of them, I'm sure, they are not necessarily licensed. So, what are some of the options? What options does CMA have to sort of crack down on this space? Can it ask the internet providers not to allow them to advertise here? Have you issued, because most of the money is taken out through PayPal, Safaricom, and Pesa, that sort of thing, that sort of arrangement? You usually give Safaricom some sort of accounts not to repatriate the money out of the country, that sort of thing, to just sort of control that space.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question. There's a bit of discussion around that space. Some of them actually have already taken action. But they're in their numbers. The online space is crowded with so many people. Sometimes it might not be very easy to detect them immediately that somebody is seated somewhere in Cyprus and is approaching the Kenyan space with a view to maybe mislead one or two investors and take advantage of them. But the regulator has not slept on the job, has been very much alert and aware to that a reality that people are taking advantage. I think we have already developed guidelines which are already law. We have regulations which are guiding the licensing of the online brokers. And they're already in our website. You can see them there. And they're very clear on who should be licensed as a broker and what you need to do for you to operate as a licensed broker in this country. So any broker either operating remotely from Cyprus or otherwise operating legally in Kenya, we are on the radar. We have put a lot of surveillance. We are working with the Communications Authority of Kenya to approach that space in a legal manner so that any entity, and I think a lot of action has been taken, that anybody approaching the Kenyan space must be licensed by the Capital Markets Authority, and therefore anybody coming into that space is operating legally and is not supposed to promote any business in Kenya. We have talked to Safaricom and has been very helpful in asset tracing, freezing of any suspected accounts which are being used fraudulently. And as a result, I think a great spread of work has been done, and we are able to arrest some of these people before they take advantage. There are few who maybe withdraw the amounts quickly, but we are also working with the CID. We already have a resident team in the authority who have been taking these people to court. We have them arrested and charged in a court of law. What I wanted to point out is that we are closely working with the Central Bank of Kenya on the PayPal issues, because there are some who might be doing legitimate business and there are those who could be facilitating a fraud. So we are working with the Central Bank in a way that the space is well regulated in terms of the global remittances, and that anybody transmitting money in the space of Forex, then that person must get a license from the authority and should not be allowed to transact such businesses, just to avoid the diaspora outflow of funds from Kenya to other jurisdictions. People have been taken advantage of. I think the last thing I wanted to point around this space is that we have come out very clearly as an authority that if you are found either promoting or involved in unlicensed transactions. Either you are telling people they are licensed by CMA, or you're not saying but you're actually contacting licensed business. Then we are on the run. We put you on the radar, and we'll be able to take appropriate legal and regulatory action against such a person. Already as we speak, some matters which are already in court. I think some of them are public knowledge, and we are saying we'll keep doing that consistently to make sure that the Kenyan investments is safe and secured. Maybe the last thing I wanted to point out is that we have an advantage through the IOSCO membership, where Capital Markets Authority is a member of the IOSCO, which is based in Madrid, and through that umbrella body of securities regulator, we are able to interlink with them and share information. This one helps us to deal with cross-jurisdictional crime, whereby if a crime is perpetrated in the US or in the UK or even in Cyprus, then we are able to link with that regulator and share information, and then we are able to punish such people even in their respective jurisdictions.
That's quite impressive. When we come back to, we've seen how many, just for our own viewers, how many players have been licensed so far? Because we've seen a lot of interest in that space. Could you also tell us there are applications for more?
Yeah, the space, I think everybody enjoys a regulatory freedom, just the way it is envisaged in the Constitution. If you qualify in terms of the requirements to get an online forex trading license, either as a dealing or non-dealing broker, we are able to give you with that license. We've not given in any restrictions on or barred anybody from making that application. As we speak today, the spread of applications are coming by every month. I think we received one or two, but they are queuing up. We're working on turnaround times to make sure that when we receive your license application and you meet all the requirements, at least we've given ourselves a maximum of 1 month, and we are able to give you a valid license so that you are able to operate within that regulated space. As we speak, I think we have, and I will need to confirm that maybe in our website, we have like 7 already licensed brokers. The names they are listed. I know I signed quite a number of them. I might want to avoid giving their names because they look to be biased. But we're around 7, thereabouts. I think the office, we have like 4 more applications which have been finalized in terms of submission of information, and the processing is still being done. I think the board is the final authority which sits and grants the license. But I think the space is still open. We have not put any moratorium to restrict the number of licenses we allow into the space. But it's saying it's a democratic space. Come and apply your license. You'll be given the license, and then you'll be able to do your business.
Currencies are a very complex business, even for the players that you have licensed. I'm sure ordinary people will not know the volatility in that currency market is extremely high. You can lose all your money at once, that sort of thing. So, what are some of the restrictions that you have put on the licensed players? Can they advertise? Can they easily recruit players? Or is it a space that you want more specialists, investors? And there are protections for the gullible, ordinary investor that doesn't necessarily understand what this whole currency is all about. They're just hard that you can make money here.
Kenyans are what they had. They are risk takers, and part of investment is gain sometimes, you lose sometimes. But as an authority, we have not left the public alone. One, we developed the market regulations which are guiding how business is transacted. And one of the most important things we have put in the market is the transparency of and disclosure of all information to any investor who comes into that space, that you should be aware of the risk, the currency fluctuations, and the people are also supposed to disclose this information to the investors before an investor starts trading. We have two categories of licenses. We have an online broker license, and then we have a money manager license. The distinction between these two licenses, the online broker gives only a platform to investors, and it is that individual investor who trades for himself. So just given a portal whereby you put your limits on trading, like this is the loss I would be comfortable with, and therefore if the loss reaches this margin or threshold, then there should be a stop in the trading so that your account is not depleted because of the currency fluctuations. In the money manager license, that's a very new space. I think we have only licensed 2 in that space. And the people we have licensed, then they are now the ones supposed to take the actual trading for investors, and therefore investors have access to the information on their accounts, how their accounts are being traded. They are consulted on a day-to-day basis to ensure that the accounts are being traded professionally. I think that is one space where the regulator has been very keen, and we have registered substantively good assistance and support from the brokers, and we have not seen a huge loss to investors, especially in that space. Where we are reading there is a lot of exposure, and we are talking to the brokers is the online brokers, where because of lack of knowledge, most of the investors are actually booking a lot of losses, very significant losses sometimes. A few cases I've seen where investors, just because of maybe they did not put a stop loss, they lost entire amounts of money invested in their account. It's a very big problem. We are telling the people out there, please, when you go into investing, you should be aware of what you're doing. You need to be very good in the work, otherwise you need the services of a professional who has been given a license to do exactly that by the regulator and is being supervised. When you take to that online platform to trade individually as an investor, and you have no skills, you have no knowledge, you have no experience, you are risking your investment big time. I would rather maybe somebody else does your risk profiling so that you can know or assess your risk appetite and guide you properly on where best to put your investments. The online space is not very promising, especially if you are not very well skilled on running those accounts.
Yes. Thank you so much for the information, and thank you so much for being with us. This has been Oketo Bugu from Audrey House, and my guest,
Lawrence Munina, Capital Markets Authority. And thank you very much.
Okay.